The night West Point almost blows up on eggnog. Think about it. What was the cause of the biggest student rebellion in American history? A war? A political injustice? No. The cause was a glass of eggnog. Yes, you heard that right. For a glass of drink, America's future Baga Baga leaders declared war on their professor, where they got into a Christmas brawl with cannonballs and swords. Today we will know the story of the infamous alcohol riot at West Point, which almost destroyed America's most elite military academy. Imagine the most prestigious military academy in the world, West Point, home to discipline, honor, and future presidents. Now imagine those same elite soldiers engaging in a massive 3-day fist fight with their professors. Why? Was it a coup? For a foreign invasion? No, because the superintendent banned alcohol at Christmas eggnog. Visual cue. A soldier stares into a glass of milk with pure, unadulterated treachery. Background. Colonel No Fun Thayer. Meet Colonel Sylvanus Thayer. This man was the father of West Point, and his favorite hobby was making sure no one had a personality. In 1826, he decided that for the Christmas party, the cadets would drink sober eggnog. Now, the cadets, including a young man named Jefferson Davis, the future president of the Confederacy, had two choices: drink sorrow like milk, or form a secret smuggling gang to bring whiskey across the Hudson River in the middle of a blizzard. Narrator. Obviously, they chose whiskey. Event. Smuggling operation. Narrator. On the night of December 24th, 3 cadets rowed across the river as if they were in a low-budget Mission Impossible movie. They bought 4 gallons of whiskey, evaded the guards, and headed back to the barracks. Narrator. By 4 a.m., the party was so loud that the professors woke up. Captain Ethan Allen Hitchcock, yes, that was his real name, went to investigate. He knocked on the door, and instead of saying Merry Christmas, he tried to arrest the professor. Chaos. War. Narrator. The situation quickly escalated. When Hitchcock tried to break up the party, the cadets did not surrender. They literally started a riot. Statistics. 70 cadets, about a third of the school, joined in. Damage. They broke windows, broke door hinges, and someone even fired a pistol at a professor. Irony. Jefferson Davis, who would later lead the entire rebellion, was caught hiding under a bed and tripped over his own feet. Consequences. A hangover from justice. Narrator. The next morning, West Point looked like a battlefield, but the only casualties were the cadets' dignity and a lot of expensive glassware. Narrator. 19 cadets were court-martialed. Most were expelled. The education here: never underestimate the lifespan of a bored college student. This is the most educated riot in American history, and that's the annoying but actually crazy truth. The Great Eggnog Riot of 1826. Final episode: Total Barracks Warfare, 2 to 5 a.m. So we ended up with Captain Hitchcock being arrested by a drunken 19-year-old, but things get worse. Worse. Look, the cadets didn't just say, "Sorry, sir." Instead, they started a literal war of the hallways. Visual cue, an animation of a stick figure of a professor chasing a cadet with a broken chair. Surgery. These weren't just kids with pillows, these were military trainees. They used firewood from the fireplace as broken rams to get into other rooms. Artillery. Someone actually pulled out a sword at a Christmas party. Damaged. Mostly just windows. By 6 a.m., the North Barracks sounded like they had been hit by a heavy artillery shell. And where was Jefferson Davis, the future president of the Confederacy? He was busy trying to hide a bucket of whiskey under his bed while a professor was literally kicking down the door. Talk about strategic planning. The next morning, the world's worst hangover, 5 to 7:30. Imagine the sun rising at West Point. The birds are singing, the snow is beautiful, and 70 cadets are currently lying face down in the hallway, smelling like a distillery and regretting it. Narrator: Colonel Thayer, remember him? The no-fun guy? He didn't even yell when he entered the barracks. He just looked at the broken glass, the smoke-filled room, and the cadets trying to salute with a piece of ham in their hands. Narrator: the school had to call in the real U.S. Army to guard the cadets. Imagine a party so bad that the government had to send in the Army to watch you sleep off your hangover. Legal drama, court-martial style, 7:30 to 9. Now, you'd think they'd all be executed or sent to prison, but this was in the 1800s. Verdict: 19 cadets were officially court-martialed. Confusion? Jefferson Davis somehow managed to get out of the situation. He was put under house arrest, but eventually earned a bachelor's degree. Irony: one of the boys who was kicked out later became a famous judge. Apparently, being a rioter is a great habit to teach others how to behave. Conclusion: why is this important? So what did we learn today? Never tell stressed out teenagers that they can't have sugar and spice in their drinks. Even the most heroic figures in history were once drunken fools who broke windows because they were bored. History isn't just about treaties, borders, and boring speeches. It's about human chaos. It's about a group of kids in 1826 who decided that a glass of eggnog was worth ruining their entire careers. So, the next time you're drinking juice at a boring Christmas party, remember it could be worse. You could be rowing a boat across a frozen river to start a riot at a military academy. Stay bored, stay curious, and please don't fight your professors with swords. Good night. Don't do anything bad inspired by this story.